What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of Between the 20s. And today we are talking baseball. We're talking MLB. I'm sure these guys are excited. I'm joined, as always, by Mike and Bryce. Mike, how you doing today? What's up?
Everything is good. Can't complain.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Bryce, how you doing?
I'm good.
It's good.
Actually, not everything is good. The Mets' sale to Steve Cohen fell through. So now they're going to sell the team in a more traditional auction style. But I was very excited to have the richest owner in baseball be the Mets owner.
You said you guys were going to get Jeff Bezos to buy the team.
Yes, Jeff Bezos has sold billions in Amazon stock over the last 2 weeks. So Mets fans are holding out hope.
I don't think so.
About $3 to $4 billion, which is what it would take.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Who knows? Anyway, we're not talking about the Mets today. We're talking about relevant franchises. Sorry, Mike.
Seventh best odds to win the World Series, my friend. Seventh best.
You tell me how soon no Syndergaard is gonna get hurt.
Have you seen
3 starts in.
Have you seen
4
Thor shirtless?
starts
All those pics circulating the internet.
Oh,
in? No.
I don't think he's getting hurt.
Think Michael
He's
Walker's
built
gonna
like
stay
an
healthy?
Adonis.
Think Rick Porcello's gonna
That's
stay
why we got
healthy?
2 of them.
Oh, man. Anyway, we're talking, as you know, if you've been following baseball at all, we're talking the Blockbuster trade that took a little bit longer than expected
Blockbuster duo trades.
Yeah, I was going to say, they send one trade and then, psych! No trade.
We've been recording our way too early fantasy videos. Turns out we had a way too early trade video where we analyzed the previous iteration of this trade before Bryce can only pronounce the prospect's name correctly.
Brewstar Gratterall.
Yeah, before Gratterall caused a little commotion.
Yeah.
Reworked the trade. So our old video was way too early, but hopefully this one's right on time.
Well, yeah, the trade went through, and so just as a quick overview for the trade, if you didn't see it, it's between the Dodgers, Red Sox, and the Twins. So the Dodgers got Mookie Betts, of course, that's the main piece in this trade. They also got David Price and cash from the Red Sox, all 3 of those. And they also got from the Twins, they got Brewstar Gratterall. Hopefully I said that right without choking. And then they got a 2020 competitive round B pick and both of those are from the Twins. And so the Red Sox in this trade got 3 prospects from the Dodgers. They got Alex Verdugo, Jeter Downs, and Connor Wong. And then the Twins got Kenta Maeda, some minor leaguer who will be determined at some point, and some cash from the Dodgers. So we're going to be just talking about the trade. So Mike, what do you think? How do you grade each of these teams?
Yes. I like to call this trade the Dave Dombrowski
Special.
Yeah, exactly. The analogy we like to use here at Between the 20s is Dave Dombrowski essentially took your house. Your house is
He just takes
Red
your
Sox.
house.
He takes the house. And he just sets off a bunch of fireworks, and it looks great. You're standing in the street, and you're like, oh, this is fantastic. This looks amazing. And then the fireworks end. You stop, you win the World Series, and then you look around, and you realize that your house is on fire.
Yep.
That's essentially what's happened here for the Red Sox. But now they have Chaim Bloom in there. They have the tactical, very well thought out Chaim Bloom. I'm very excited for what the Red Sox are going to do. And I do like this trade. I think it's a very good trade for the Red Sox. I'm going to give it a B+ here for the Red Sox. Because you're trading away Mookie Betts, which isn't that bad. You're trading away a year of Mookie Betts in which it's probably a year, even with Mookie Betts on the team, you're struggling to make a wild card spot. You're sending David Price away, which is getting rid of his contract. That's very good. You're also sending $48 million, which is half the salary. I'm not as enthused about that, but it makes sense. And in return, you're getting Alex Verdugo, who I think is a very good option and offers you talent over the next at least 4 years. Jeter Downs, who Bryce tells me is a very good prospect.
I'll get into it a little bit later, but Downs pretty solid.
He's currently a shortstop, but is more likely to play like a second baseman going on eventually, according to Eric Longenhagen from Fangraphs, when he sort of matures into his final player. And they're also getting Connor Wong, who's kind of a positional player, plays some catcher. So it should be interesting. I do like the return in general, but the biggest thing here is you're getting Mookie. You're getting David Price off the payroll. You're getting rid of Mookie Betts, which obviously is not a great thing, but you're only getting rid of him for 1 year. He's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. So I definitely think you're getting all this basically for giving away 1 year Mookie Betts, which is good. Now we go to the Dodgers' perspective. Obviously they're in a win now mode. But simultaneously, the Dodgers are one of those teams who can win now and still have a good farm system. That's what you can do when you're a team with a lot of money and a lot of...
Unless you hire Dave Dombrowski.
And Andrew
Exactly.
Friedman.
A lot of money and a fantastic front office, and that's what they're able to do. But here, basically, they're getting 1 year Mookie Betts, this increased odds at a World Series title in 1 year. For these 3 prospects that probably wouldn't see that much daylight in the Dodgers starting lineup over the next 3 to 4 years. So with that, I'm going to give the Dodgers here an A-. But we'll see what B has to bring to the table.
What about the Twins?
I thought Amir had told me we didn't want to discuss.
No, I mentioned the Twins.
They
We're
can
talking
only-
Well,
about
we're
the
mentioning the
Twins.
Twins. The Twins get a C+ for this deal. They're getting Kenta Maeda and essentially trading away Bruce Stark, Gratterall, and some picks. For me, that doesn't do much. Kenta Maeda is really, it's sort of, you're choosing in economics, the way we think about it is you have choices about when you want to consume your consumption that you're allotted from your labor, whatever. But basically, they're making a choice to take the older player now and trade away the younger player, sort of getting their consumption now as opposed to deferring it until later. That's because they think their team is very good this year. I don't necessarily think the same thing. So I think the Twins get a C+ here. Not crazy about it.
Bryce, what's up?
My
Or,
take,
you know what, B- because they do want to win now.
my takes aren't overly different from Mike's, but I do have a couple, differences here. For me, for the Dodgers, we'll start with the Dodgers here. I give the Dodgers an A on this trade. I think they made out like bandits. Actually, they got Mookie Betts. They only need to take on half of David Price's deal. This
$48 million.
$48 million
Over 3 years.
Yeah.
$40 million over 3 years. But my main argument for this is Mookie Betts on 1 year. They think they can woo him. You know what? LA, Hollywood. They are one of the better teams that could get.
Didn't they
Mookie
say
Betts
that
to
about Manny
resign.
Machado as well?
They did.
How'd that work?
That is true, and it did not work out. But if you're looking at, let's say you went to San Diego, who was the other team in this deal, that would also be harder to do. And clearly, Chaim believes that they wouldn't be able to extend or sign him. Otherwise, he would still be on the Red Sox. Which is why the Red Sox are going to get some bonus points.
I don't know if that's
too.
necessarily true. Because if you really want to throw money at him and re-sign him, this is a move that makes even more sense. Because you're not going to win this year. You trade him away, and then you can re-sign him.
Sure, they could have rolled this Chapman this.
Yeah.
They could. It's not out of the question. But clearly, they thought that an extension wasn't possible.
Yeah.
That's fair.
An extension was not possible. He is making $27 million in arbitration this year.
Yeah.
A lot of money. But my main argument for taking on the David Price deal is he's only got 3 years left on his contract. The Dodgers are an incredibly young franchise, surprisingly, for being this good. Before David Price is off his contract, the only guy they're going to have to re-sign is Corey Seager. Cody Bellinger will still be in arbitration. Will Smith will be in arbitration. Chris Taylor will be in arbitration. All of these guys.
Mookie Betts is in arbitration. 3rd-year arbitration, yes, but he's still in arbitration. So you're going to have to pay these guys. You're
going to have to pay them. You're going to have to pay them. But Cody Bellinger won't be in arbitration until next year.
I know, but you could see these guys, maybe in his first year, he'll be like $10 to $15 million in arbitration, but then his 2nd and 3rd year in arbitration, he's going to be up to like $20 million.
Okay, then that's
He's
one.
performing the
Then
same
that's
way.
1 year of just Cody Bellinger.
But it's 1 year of everybody. That's the thing. You're paying all of them.
It's 1 year of Cody Bellinger. Will Smith is on a renewal at that point.
All
Chris
right.
Taylor is going to be less than $10 million. Let's
Fair.
be real. He's going to be less than $10 million. Jock Peterson's still on the roster as of now because the Angels side of the deal fell through. So Jock Peterson is still on this team. He can still get moved. I don't know what's going on there. Gavin Lux will still be in renewal. Max Muncy will still be in renewal. The only one they're going to have to throw money at is Corey Seager. That's it. And maybe Cody Bellinger, depending on where he is in arbitration. That's what I'm saying, that this is a smart move. Also, if the owner is willing to go over the cap, which the owner's been willing to do. The owner's been willing to do that. So you might as well take on cap to get a top 5, top 3 player in Major League Baseball.
You take on cap now, but then there's that free agent that comes down the line that you may want to sign, and you turn to your owner and you're like, no, we can't go over this 2nd luxury tax threshold. That's because that's where the problem occurs. The problem occurs not sure. The owner lets you go over the 1st threshold, do it. But it's the 2nd threshold where you're trying to acquire this free agent, but you don't have the same option value that you did before because you've put yourself over this 1st threshold already.
In the next 3 years, there's really only one marquee free agent that fits the Dodgers roster. There's very few marquee outfielders coming on because Bryce Harper, outside of Mookie Betts,
All right.
Bryce Harper and Mike Trout are both signed long term.
Yep.
Christian Yelich is signed on a 7-year extension. I believe he's in year 3 or 4 of that extension. There's no marquee guys. It's really just Chris Bryant. That's it. Nolan Arenado is on a long-term extension, regardless if he gets traded or not. It's just Chris Bryant that fits the mold of this roster. Muncy's playing first. Lux is playing second. Seager's playing third for a long time. Bellinger's going to play right or center for a long time. Will Smith is playing catcher.
But their rotation is not very good.
You're talking about Walker Buehler.
You're talking about Kershaw, who this could be potentially his last season.
Okay.
We're talking about Ross Stripling, who I do like. I'm happy that they didn't trade him away, but they obviously aren't that high on him if they were going to trade him to the Angels. Who else do they have in that rotation? They have... he's gone.
They are building this rotation.
David Price.
David Price.
They are building this
Walker.
rotation from youth. And Walker Buehler is among the top 5 pitchers in the National
All
League.
right, sure.
Top 5 pitchers in the
Sure.
National League. Dustin May is a highly touted prospect who I personally
Highly
really
touted
like.
prospect.
I still see him as a top flight rotation guy.
All
I
right.
do. He's there.
So the Mets saw Rafael Montero is that.
Okay. No, he doesn't
Rafael
always
Montero
pan
and
out.
Jacob deGrom pitched on back-to-back nights, and everybody's against the Yankees actually. And I think this is almost their major league debut. It was deGrom's major league debut, I think, and Montero had made a few spot starts. They thought Montero was the one that we should be touting.
All right. Well, Dustin May has had some success
right.
in the major league level. I like him. Walker Buehler is fantastic. Ross Stripling, you've already said you like Ross Stripling. He can be a fine 4 or 5 guy.
We have Walker Buehler and an unproven second so far.
And a solid 3. They have Jimmy Nelson, who's been a proven solid back in the rotation starter
When he's not hurt.
when he's not hurt. And they just re-signed Alex Wood,
And
who had a
David
lot of success. And they David Price. This is the makings of an okay rotation, but when you're led by an ace, it's still fine. The issue for the Dodgers is going to be the back end of their bullpen, which they addressed in this trade with Brusdar Graterol, who is an 80 grade fastball, throws 100 on average. This guy profiles to take over for Kenley Jansen. So this trade is already looking towards the future and the present. They also have this competitive round B pick, which I really like. And you have Mookie Betts taking over for Alex Verdugo, which is an upgrade. You're upgrading Verdugo, and you're upgrading Kenta Maeda in this trade for now, and you're replacing Kenley Jansen and getting a pick for
You're
the
also
future. It's an
paying
A.
$48 million to David Price, who's basically an albatross for the next 3 years.
An albatross.
Excuse me.
And as I've said, it's okay to take on the money in order to get a top 5 player, even for 1 year. You're effectively taking on 2 extra years of cash. Because this offseason's over. He's got 3 years left. It's 2 extra years of cash.
Yeah, sure.
In the next 2 years, it's 1 guy they have to resign. 1. And we've already gone over this. There's not a lot of
But they're
marquee
going
free
to
agents.
need pitching help. They're going
So
to
you gave
need
them an
pitching
A
help.
minus, but you're just hating on their.
No,
hating on
I
what
just...
they did. That's what I'm hearing from you, Mike.
No, I'm not. I'm just questioning B's just all hail the Dodgers. All hail
Well,
the
he
Dodgers.
gave him an A, so
Gave him
he's
an
not
A.
that far. I mean, he wasn't like, oh, A plus plus plus.
I know. I thought it was a good trade.
I like that this move is for the present because they're a win-now franchise that's been in the World Series twice in the last 3 years. And it's for the future where you're already looking to replace your all-star closer and get a competitive round B pick. And they gave up Alex Verdugo, who I'm not a big fan of. He's a platoon guy in this organization. They upgrade him to Mookie Betts. They give up Maeda, and Maeda wasn't even in the rotation in the playoffs. Maeda was relegated to the bullpen. That's a great get rid of. That's fantastic to get this done. Jeter Downs, I really like him. I do like him a lot.
Of course you do.
You gotta get to the Red
traditional guy,
Sox
a lot of
part. You
doubles.
get to the Red
Yeah.
Sox.
Well, if you let
We
me
haven't
get
gotten
there, I
it.
will.
Let's
go to the Red
When you get
Sox.
there, I
No,
will.
we're stuck in the mud.
I
here.
like Jeter Downs a lot. He's a more traditional guy, a lot of doubles. He had an 888 OPS, so he does have some pop in his bat. Yes, he might profile more as a second baseman down the line, but he's a solid overall player. Hit 276 across 2 levels, reaching Double A last year. He was competitive round A.
Was that
Pick of
batting
Cincinnati
average?
Reds. Yes, it was.
Oh my. Just kidding.
Competitive round A pick of the Reds. He came to the Dodgers in the Matt Kemp Yasiel Puig trade, and then out to the Red Sox in this deal. I didn't have the Red Sox graded as highly when they got Graterol. Now they're getting Downs instead. I'm going to give the Red Sox a B+. I do like what they did
I don't want an
here
argument from here, from this side,
because you also gave them
because
a B+.
they agree.
The Dodgers, they take on Verdugo. They can give him an everyday starting job. He was a positive DRS guy at every outfield position last year. He does bring some left-handed pop into the lineup that could use it. They really only have Andrew Benintendi as a big left-handed bat. Mitch Moreland, too.
What
to an
happened to
extent.
Andrew Benintendi, by the way? The guy made like $10 million in arbitration this year. He was supposed to be a freaking star. Not very good. Not very. Bryce laughs. He laughs over there. He's like,
Yeah.
labor tourist. Giovanni Urshela. Nobody saw that coming.
I like Jeter Downs a lot, and the reason I like this from both teams' perspectives is that Downs could be the guy that's going to take over for Dustin Pedroia, who's already coming down the downhill a little bit. Then the prospective infield could be Tristan Cassius at first, who's a top 100 prospect, Downs at second, who's a top 50 prospect, Xander Bogaerts, who's an elite shortstop, and Rafael Devers, who profiles to be an all-star caliber third baseman, which is a solid infield for the Boston Red Sox. I do like that. Verdugo is not my favorite, which is why he gets knocked down a peg a little bit. And Connor Wong is a solid addition to a system that is not deep at catcher. So Connor Wong could profile as a starter. I do like it. They really only picked up Jeter Downs as their top guy. I'm not a big Verdugo guy, which is why he gets knocked down. And they had to keep half of David Price's salary and not unload the whole thing, which for a team that's begging to get into the luxury tax, which they did, that's still a tough pill to swallow. And you're talking about a big market franchise here that could also sign a marquee free agent like a Chris Bryant. You never know. But to me, getting rid of Jeter Downs was a great move for the Dodgers. He has no place in the Dodgers organization. Gavin Lux is the second baseman of the future. Corey Seager's the shortstop of the future. He really has no spot in the organization. They maximized what they could do and getting Mookie Betts. As for the Twins, I'm going to give the Twins a C- on this.
Tough grader, Mike.
Kenta Maeda is a 3-starter at best. The rotation is really Jose Barrios and everybody else. Michael Pineda's there. He's coming off injury. He's a question mark.
Mike Pelfrey's still out there.
Jake Odorizzi is
here we go.
3-starter at best.
In the first edition of this episode, you're a lot higher on the Twins.
I see him as a 2-starter. He can be a 2-starter. I don't like Kenta Maeda all that much. And they're giving up, this is basically a 2-for-1 swap here where they give up Brusdar Graterol. Yes, the Twins bullpen is elite. With guys like Trevor Rogers in the back end as their closer, they don't need Brusdar Graterol. But you're still giving up a top 75 prospect for a back-end starter along with a competitive balance pick, which is a top 100 pick, a top 75 pick most likely, in this draft, in the 2020 draft, which could be another player. If you look at teams like the Yankees, they do this a lot with second, third round picks. They take college arms that can help right away. The Twins could do that as they're trying to contend as the division favorite in the American League Central. So yes, they stabilize the rotation a little bit with Maeda, who is solid, if not great, but he profiles more as a 4-starter to me. And giving up a guy that could be the anchor of your bullpen for years, it is tough, which is why the Twins get a C-. Not a big fan of this. Red Sox get a B+ for taking on Jeter Downs. That's good. And maneuvering in this way, taking on MLB talent as well with Alex Verdugo. Dodgers get an A because they're planning for now and the future.
It's a 4-starter they've never had before. They didn't have a 4-starter before. They really don't have a 3 either.
Sure.
And it's a bullpen arm that, at least according to the Red Sox, seems somewhat injury prone.
Sure. That's according to the Red Sox. He was still, Brusdar Graterol was still in the bullpen last year, and I'm going to pull up his stats real quick.
Let's see you move.
Graterol,
Taking a page out of your book.
Graterol wasn't bad. He's according to Fangraphs, he's got a 50 future value as a reliever, which is, that could be an all-star caliber closer. Last year, for the Twins, he only made 10 appearances as a short-lived call-up. Did have a 4.66 ERA, but a 3.42 FIP. So he was his defense did hurt him a little bit.
Gotta look at the FIP.
And how about a 931 K per 9 as opposed to a 186 walks per 9?
Honestly, for a power closer, that strikeout number.
Josh Hader is like 11-12.
Exactly.
It's 2 strikeouts.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Per 9 innings?
Yeah.
That's an extra 2 strikeouts every 9 appearances.
So let's say he had 7. That's 2 less.
Well, then that's 4. That's over an inning. That's over an inning of strikeouts there. He's still young. He's still a rookie. He had under a home run per 9, which, I mean, closer should be around there. And in only 10 appearances, he accrued positive 0.1.
So negligible, yes.
But I think that
statistically different from 0.
Graterol doesn't profile to be in the Twins bullpen for now because they do have an elite bullpen, and he does profile to be in the Dodger bullpen, which needed help.
I'm just looking for a little tweak up here from a C- to a C. I think it could happen.
Okay, I'd be willing to give him a C.
Oh, how about that? We moved me up.
You want me to give him a C? I'll give him a C.
He's average. He's an average.
Because Kenta Maeda is getting
no. Here, C- is a fail.
Start.
Remember that.
What?
At the school, C-
At
is
the
a
school.
fail.
That's true.
So P, they're on the line.
Shout out
The
Ryan
bigger
Jaffe.
one, the bigger one for me is the pick here. I just think that you can give up a prospect for a pitcher, which is why I had them at like a B- the first time in this trade, which is still Gratterall from Maeda effectively. Now you're giving up a top 100 selection in the 2020 draft.
C-.
He said C.
He said C.
I'll give him a C.
All right,
Want me to
there.
give him a C?
Congrats,
I'll give
Twins,
him a
you
C.
passed.
So my grades are going to be A for the Dodgers, B+ for the Red Sox, and up from what we just did previously, because they take on Jeter Downs, which is a good addition over Bruce Gratterall, in my opinion. Twins get a C, a little bit of a downgrade because they gave up that extra pick too. I think a C+, B- last time.
I think I had Dodgers at A-, Red Sox at B+, Twins at C+, B-.
Yeah, you said B-.
B-.
Changed to last
B-.
minute.
Yeah.
Good recap, boys. Way to go.
Thank you.
Way to go.
Thank you. We short and sweet.
So I think
we don't
just
have
one
the
more
habit.
question.
We have the habit
I know,
hosting.
I know. We just need one more question. Does this trade, and a lot of people were thinking this, does this trade make the Dodgers World Series favorites? In your opinion? Have they leaped?
If they're above the Yankees,
The
then
Yankees?
yes, absolutely. Yes. They got some guy. They gave away some guy named Jeter.
Absolute hater.
What do we think, Bryce?
Yes, they are.
They are?
They are. They were already.
Oh.
At least he's being
They
objective
were already
right now.
team to beat the National League. Now you're taking on top 5. 2 of the top 5 players in baseball are on this team
Oh.
now. It's absurd. They're
It's
gonna.
like basketball.
I mean, baseball's never seen.
LA, man.
Baseball's never seen a super team like this. If you want to call it a super team.
Keith Hernandez and Darryl Strawberry.
Oh God, 1980. How many World Series did they win?
How many did the super team that was supposed to happen in Chicago's North Side win?
The Dodgers. The Dodgers are.
How many did the
certainly
Yankees win in the last 10 years?
The Dodgers are certainly the team to beat in the National League, and I believe in Major League Baseball as well. Yankees are second though.
All right, I can't disagree with that. Yankees, they're gonna be good.
All I can say is the Mets
unfortunately.
rotation is better.
All right, with that, we're gonna wrap up this conversation. Thanks for watching. Check us out at these links right here: Instagram, Twitter. Follow us. Drop a like or comment. And on this video too, drop a like, drop a comment. Tell us whether or not you agree with these guys. You might actually agree with Mike on this one. First time for everything, guys. Drop a sub as well, so you can check out a lot of our other videos. We got some fantasy football videos coming out, which are definitely way too early, but that's the point. So yeah, check out the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.